As I welcome you this morning and I welcome our viewing audience, we know that nothing happens by chance, that we're all here by divine appointment, and that we heard the call, and more importantly, we answered. Blessed are they who have eyes that see, who has ears that hear, that has a heart that feels the energy and the pulse of the universe. And I believe that we were given a heart so that we would live one moment at a time, beat by precious beat, moment by precious moment. It is done unto us as we believe in our hearts. And this morning, as we look at the mystical, the magical, and the miraculous, and this is one of my affirmations wherever I go in the world, that the mystical, the miraculous, the magical, go before me and prepare the way with ease and grace. And out of that declaration into the law of mind, I create amazing, amazing experiences wherever I go in the world. And a year and a half ago, I spent a few weeks in Santa Fe, New Mexico, which I feel is really a sacred place, and I really go there to renew. And during that few weeks, I took a labyrinth workshop. It was just so great. I was just anonymous, as anonymous as I can be, right, in this group. And I was learning, and we were walking the labyrinth, and a labyrinth is a beautiful, it's a walking meditation where we weave in and out, and we finally get to the center. And in that walking meditation, to be affirming who and what we are, what it is we're opening to, our vision, our highest vision, our deepest desire, our most sacred goal. We get to that center and we meditate, and then we leave and we weave in and out. And there are many famous labyrinths in the world. In fact, in San Francisco at Grace Cathedral, there's a wonderful labyrinth inside and outside. And so I took this wonderful labyrinth workshop, and I went to other spiritual centers and just really fill my cup. And as I was there this few weeks, I noticed this, very Aboriginal looking man with great hair and kind of his jacket. And wherever I saw him in the park, he'd kind of be hunched over. And then I went to Starbucks and I saw him sitting up by the window at a table, and he was hunched over. And he had his cup of coffee. And I would just see him out in various places, and I walked a lot when I was there. And then one day I was walking up the governor's corridor, and there we were face to face. And I said, "So how are you this wonderful morning?" And he said, "I have a gift for you." Now, this is something that moved me so deeply. And when I got back from New Mexico, I remember sharing with you that it was one of those miraculous divine appointments. He reached in his pocket and he took out a flute. And he began to play the most beautiful, haunting music I had ever heard. And as I listened, the tears just came. I was so deeply moved. And when he finished, he put his hand on my shoulder and said, "You are one of us." And he walked on. And we had this moment of recognition that the soul always recognizes itself beyond color, race, creed, or sexual orientation. We are all one. We come together in this moment of oneness. That was the most beautiful gift, one of the most beautiful gifts I've ever received from someone I had never met. I just saw here and there, and I never saw him again the whole time I was there. It was for me. It was my guardian angel. And what we know is that angels come into our life in various disguises, and most of the time as ordinary people. And that when we're open for the mystical, the magical, and the miraculous to show up with ease and grace, it does, if we're paying attention. And I remember once sharing with Louise Hay. She came over to my home, and we were visiting, and I was sharing something that happened with our bookkeeper that wasn't the most positive. And she said something to me that was unforgettable. She said, "You weren't paying attention." And I said, "You're absolutely right." And she went on to share with me how a young woman in her organization almost bankrupted them. That, that there are certain things you put in place, even if people are calling themselves spiritual people, that you have to pay attention. And that where thought goes, energy flows. We trust, but we are discerning. And when we open the space to know that I can trust, that I can open the space to feel the energies that are there for me, but I am also discerning. And through that discernment that we engage in life. And we have these amazing exchanges in life. And that when we go through initiations and we go through the experiences that are painful, that we go through experiences that we'd rather not go through, these are the initiations of life. It's not bad karma. It's not necessarily good karma. It's experiences. We put our judgment on these things. But when we just open ourselves to life, the miracle of that moment shows up and something begins to happen inside of us. So Dr. Ernest Holmes, in the Science of Mind textbook, has said, to desert the truth in the hour of need is to prove that you have never known it. When things look the worst are the best time to go within and do our spiritual treatments, to know the truth, to set in motion a positive energy that goes forth and creates a new cause in mind that allows us to grow, expand, and emerge in miraculous ways. I believe so deeply in our way of life, and I believe in community. I believe in the 2 or 3 gathered together in my name. The Holy I Am presence is there in the midst of them. I believe in the energy of our way of life, that we have no creed but love. Love one another as I have loved you. We have no doctrine but the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Be open for what life has to offer. I remember Alice was sharing with me about this homeless person at Trader Joe's, and I said, that is such a beautiful, beautiful story, and I appreciate you sharing it with me, and it's very reminiscent of a few years ago. I had a lot on my plate, a lot to do. I was leaving for overseas, and, I saw this homeless person kind of across the parking lot, and I thought, if I can just get in the car and get going, I'll be on my way. I've got the schedule to keep. And, and I could not find my keys. And I'm like wrestling around for my keys, and I want to get in the car before he reaches me. And I'm just really audibly stating what we've all done and thought at times, right? We've all been there. So because he sees us off touch, and I am. And the truth is, each person that comes to us is our Christ in disguise. And I really do know that. So I couldn't find my keys, and finally, as I find him, he's at the car. I mean, it's electromagnetic energy, right? It's a magnet. And he said, "You are such a lovely lady, and I need a hug. Do you have a hug for me?" He didn't ask for money. He didn't ask, I will work for food or any of that. He wanted a hug. And I said, "You have so served me today." I said, "I've got this amazing schedule. I need to sit and breathe and hug someone." And we just had this long, wonderful hug. The energy that strengthens our immune system. The energy that allows us to know I'm connecting with another human being. And if I'm in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, there truly is only one of us. And in that moment, everything shifted. And everything flowed for me. And as we go about our daily lives, which is our temple and our religion, and this is what we teach in the Science of Mind, to go about our day, our daily life is our temple and religion. Everyone we meet is a divine appointment, a holy encounter, as the Course in Miracles states. And that every loving thought is true, and everything else is a call for healing or help, regardless of the form it takes. For us to have that kind of awareness, that we don't take everything so personally. And I had this amazing experience on Christmas Day. I took 3 loved ones to Melvin's, and we were at Melvin's. And I noticed there was not one vegetarian thing on the menu. I am not a vegan. much to all my friends who are vegans. I'm really not a vegetarian, even though I do not eat flesh or anything with a face on it. But I do receive the gifts that the animal wants to give me, which, are dairy and cheese and eggs and all of that. And I personally, salute you vegans out there, but, I'm doing the best I can right where I am. And so they said, well, we can make you a pasta with some vegetables. I said, oh, great. Just throw the veggies on the grill. So grilled veggies and pasta's fine. And so when they got there, they brought me what I didn't order. So I said, well, just have them take it back and just toss this on the grill, the veggies on the grill. And so as he took it away, the manager, Brian, came and said, we cannot give you what you've asked for. And I said, oh, okay. So I thought they were going to give me something else. So in the meantime, my loved ones, they're all eating their turkey and New York steaks and mahi-mahi and all that. And I've already had the appetizer. I had the soup and the salad, and they said, we just feel so badly eating in front of you. I said, no, it's fine. I said, the other took the edge off. I'm fine. And so then the owner came to the table to see how we were doing. Don't you love how it works? So, Fleet was one of my guests, and he said, well, they took Dr. Sharon's plate and they never brought her anything to replace it. So essentially, you've taken her food away and you haven't served her. And he said, what? And that manager has been with me 39 years. I just can't imagine. And he goes, well, yeah, this is what happened. And I said to the owner, you know what? I'm with people I love. I've had soup and salad. That took the edge off. And I said, whatever has happened here today has happened. I said, it could have been handled differently, of course. In fact, I said, one of our guests at the table said, well, they should comp it because they brought you what you didn't order. And so, it was mentioned to the owner that maybe they'd rather throw it away than comp it. All those kinds of things. And he profusely, apologized. And then pretty soon the manager came to the table and profusely apologized and said he handled it poorly. And I said the same thing, that, I'm with people I love. And energetically, I said, I'm having a positive experience. And so, we'll handle, he goes, no, next time you come in, you bring 3 of your friends, drinks are on the house. And so I said, I don't drink, but my other guest, Claudia, said, I do. So it was so interesting. And then Claudia spoke up and said, you are so blessed that this is Dr. Sharon that you did this to. And we had such a moment of laughter and energy. And people around us were kind of listening to what happened, and you could hear, oh, can you believe that they didn't serve her? Oh my gosh, where's the spirit of Christmas? This is Christmas. And I thought, well, our sacred mythology is about energetically that we're in a humble surroundings, that the manger of our own hearts and souls is within us. We are given the opportunity to see how are we going to handle different situations that come up. And you know what? I think I passed with flying colors. I really do. I felt good. I felt loved. I felt the energy of loved ones. I thought, well, you know what? This is a great day. This is a wonderful, wonderful moment to be with people that you love and that care so much about you, that also want to step in for you. And then when they brought me the bill and charged me for what I didn't have, that was always interesting. Fleet then took it, up to the owner, and he said, oh my God, take this off, take this off. And then the manager came one more time and said, I just want you to know, I really love you. And I just blew it today. And I don't want to lose your friendship, and I don't want to lose you as a client. Is that you've really, because I referred wedding parties and various things there. I said, apology accepted. And I will be back for that freebie with my friends. And Claudia will drink the drinks. And I said, it's fine. But these are the moments that we know that the work that we've done has been a good work. That we can approach life not personally and feeling affronted, and not in the spirit of Christmas, but the spirit of Christmas is love and forgiveness and the energy of Christ consciousness. That's why we are all here together. And the universe isn't always going to give us what we want when we think we want it either. which is another interesting thing. There's a beautiful story about a family in Scotland, one of my favorite stories about the Clark family. And they wanted to go on a world cruise and saved all their money for years and years. And they had 4 children. And 5 days before they were to go on this world cruise and this beautiful new ship, their son, their 5-year-old son, was bit by a dog. And the doctor came and he handled it and put a quarantine on it and said, you cannot leave the country or your home for 14 days. Well, the father was absolutely beside himself. He cursed his son, he cursed God. How could this happen? We've saved all these years. We were going to go on this world cruise, and he was just totally devastated. And then a few days later, a week later, headlines in the newspaper. The Titanic had sunk. That they were to be on the Titanic. And that this happened, this very chance event with their son occurred. So they couldn't go, and all the cursing and the upset and the energy was for something deeper. That on a deeper level, they were not to go. They had other work to do. The mystical, the magical, and the miraculous go before me and prepare the way. Even though the way isn't what I had pictured or envisioned, God will prepare a way where there is no way. And as he thanked his family for really indulging him in his pity party, and he hugged his son and said, you have saved the lives of everyone in our family. That it was this amazing, it looked like something by chance, but I believe in synchronicity and I believe in serendipitous moments. And that these are the divine appointments and the divine moments where we're to listen to the still small voice of God. And I want to say to us, as we go into the year of our Lord, 2014, and of course I always have, a mantra, it's a whole new scene in 2014, right? As we go into this next year and we come together next week at the Spa Hotel, that we leave that which no longer serves us behind. That let us go with our highest thought, our highest vision, our most sacred place within us and respond to the universe. There's so much healing that needs to be done, that nothing is ever personal. People get stressed out in their own lives. They do what they do. But the truth is, we are spiritual people. So we respond with that higher consciousness, not in a forced, contrived way, but out of the clarity and authenticity of who we are. And to be more childlike, to be more trusting yet discerning, and to acknowledge together that there may be someone we're avoiding that only wants to give us love. That there may be someone in our energy field that has a gift for us. And it's an amazing gift of the most haunting, beautiful music that we had ever heard. That there are angels in our path and angels amongst us. And all we have to do is look to the left and to the right, and they are there. So I say to each of us, God bless you, Happy New Year, and what I know is, where are we going? Higher yet. Where? Higher yet. Where? Higher yet. And that makes all the difference. God bless you.